Kevin, the impact that Tafaro was able to make for you today, what do you kind of make of that? And is that something that you think can continue in other games?
Yeah, I think for me it's getting used to, again, putting him out there with the right guys that help him be successful. But that, I've said it before. He's one of the most frustrating players I've ever coached, and it's a compliment. It's more of a compliment than it's not, because it's kind of what I see in practice a lot. It's just I got to give him a little bit more time to probably be out there and make a difference. But I thought he also has to understand he's got to come out. He's got to come in and just do what he did tonight. He was aggressive from the start. He came out looking to shoot, and he played really well.
How important did you think the defensive work on Williamson for them was for you guys today?
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say this, you really never worry about big guys.
Because you're trying basically to deny them even having the ball, basically.
Yeah, I mean, the only way that we're going to lose that game is if we get decimated from the three-point line. And they made it a game in the second half because I can't say this, number 22 really got, he made those 4 threes in a row. So when you have Jew, Derek, Braden, and those guys go against each other, a guy like Williamson, he's a very good player, talented player, but he's really not going to. You really just don't worry about him.
Kevin, Selton, his 13 points in the first half, is that kind of what you anticipate from him on a game-to-game basis?
Yeah, I mean, I think Selton came out aggressive, and again, 18 assists, 7 turnovers. I thought we came out again. That first group passed the basketball really well to start the game. He got some open looks and didn't hesitate, knocked them down. So, yeah, that's exactly what I think Selton is.
And the team's ability to take advantage of the turnovers that Bucknell had and convert them into points, how critical is that?
Yeah, that's the one thing I think we've done a much better job at this year than even the last 2 years. Is we're forcing a lot of turnovers, but we're also capitalizing on the turnovers, which is able for us to continue to press on multiple possessions, where last year we'd press one every 5 possessions. Now it's we're getting 4 possessions in a row. It's going to wear you down, and that's kind of what we're doing a really good job of.
Okay, Coach, on the other side of turnovers, last year you guys turned it over, I think, at the 4th highest in the Big Ten. This year it's down to the 3rd lowest. What do you think's been the biggest reason for that change?
We jack them up. I mean, let's be honest. We also jack them up. We're not afraid to put them up, which is okay. Going through last year's, I sat down with an analytical guy last summer or this summer, and pretty much he said you're better off jacking up a 3 than a turnover. Turnovers in college are just they're killers. So you're better off shooting the basketball. A quick 3 is so much better than a great possession than turning the basketball over. So for us, it's at times just getting shots up. You're going to offensive rebound it the way we have shooters. So if you're playing that way, you're not going to turn the ball over that as much.
Is that is that something that you would have embraced like 5-10 years ago, or was that kind of
not turning the ball over? Yeah. Yeah.
More of like the quick shots compared to turning it over?
No, but probably not as much. But I think with all the data now out there and all the AI that people use and all the stuff that's available to you as a coach, you'd be a fool not to use it. And it's amazing the amount of data that is available to you. I mean, it's mind-boggling from lineup analysis. I mean, when I go upstairs, I'll have on my desk our lineup analysis, our plays, shot charts, and then I mean anything I want I can have I can see who plays well together. I can go when Rodney and Jacoby are out there, what's the best lineup, and it will actually tell us what the best lineup with Rodney and Jacoby is. It'll tell the best lineup. Now, I might not always believe it, or I might not feel it during the game, but I definitely believe there is, you have to use it.
Hey, Coach. Defense intensity is always high for you guys. How does it feel to have a game where the offensive intensity mirrors the defensive intensity going into games like these?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, converting on turnovers has been big, and I think that's given us a chance to kind of. I mean, I think we're in the 90s, 108. We've been able to score because we've been able to convert from our turnovers.
Coach, here in the back, much different first half compared to Sunday than it was tonight. What'd you make of the change in pace and the energy compared to the Villanova game?
I thought our energy was really good in the Villanova game. I just think offensively against Nova, we kind of came out, and we didn't pass the basketball enough in the first half. I thought our defensive intensity was actually pretty good. Dixon just played out of his mind. They came out in a 2-3 zone, and we were able to just kind of pop it around a little bit, get some open shots to kind of get everybody going. But I thought our intensity on Sunday was great. Our execution wasn't very good.
How's Jordan doing at this point?
He's progressing. I have no idea. It's a hamstring injury, so hopefully we get him back sooner rather than later. But the way he hasn't practiced in almost 10 days, so probably going to be a while.
And you've talked about kind of this scheduling with the purpose that you scheduled with here. How have you been happy with exactly the way you have gone about your business in these games? Because it hasn't exactly been high leverage situations in the last 10 to 15 minutes in any of these home games, besides obviously the Marquette game.
Yeah, Marquette and Nova, we had to work. No, I like the fact that we're coming out, and I like the way we're coming out and trying to, be aggressive from the start. I mean, I think that's more important than anything. Like, reason we scheduled Bucknell is they had the date. Not too many people could play on this Wednesday, but also they play a lot like Iowa. They pop the ball. They have bigs that can shoot it. They play with good tempo. They play a lot of zone. So a lot of the scheduling is, we have to balance the dates out with the women. We have to balance the dates out with finals. You have to find guys that you can actually play, but at the same time, this is a good Bucknell team. When I watched them on film earlier in the year, I was like, oof. When they get their point guard back, they're going to be really, really good.
With Geronimo being out, is there any player or two who you want to see step up and kind of fill his role, or is it just a team effort?
No, it's just a team effort. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving.